Alvarez is not here. Silvia Alban is not here either. Diego Arias, yes, you're here. Daniel Armas is here. Ivana Avilés, not here. Sara Benitez, not here. Carlos Caiza, not here yet. Lever Castro's not here. Simón Cedeño, not here. Verónica de Faz, not here either. Burgos Giovanni Gordillo, not here. Johanna Guijarro, not here. Brian Moreno, yes, you're here. Luz is not here yet. Evelyn Reyes, not here. Mario Ron, yes, you're here. Ana Maria Sanchez, yes, I see you. Hello, good evening. Gloria Valencia, she's not here. Marcelo, yes, you're here. Jessica Vivanco, not here. And Byron Wilches here. Okay. Yeah, that was easy and fast. Okay. So let's continue. Let's continue. 1 second. Let me open the book. Give me one moment. Where is it? Route. Sign in. All right. Here we go. Okay, so unit 3. We were here. I remember, yes. Okay. Yep. Okay. So here we have a reading. I remember I skipped this last night because it will take longer than expected. I mean, we only had like 8 minutes before the end of the class, and of course, we didn't have time to complete this, but we will do it right now. So remember, this unit we have been talking about healthcare technology and how technology is supporting healthcare caregivers, and we briefly discuss Alzheimer's disease. That's going to be something that will be covered probably in the next reading and in the next also recording, because this unit is centered on that. And we were talking about wearable devices. We were talking about how to track your fitness, how you can improve your health, things like that, right? Giving advice to people, those things. So now, language focus, discussing mobile healthcare. Healthcare. So mobile means that you can carry that information with you. So, for example, the mobile phone, your cell phone, has information that you can use, and you can carry your cell phone anywhere, right? So, mobile healthcare probably is related to having this information with you all the time. Read the information. Do you look up health-related information online? What do you look for? So, also, last night, remember we were talking about at the very end of the class, it's not disease, but I don't want to call it disorder because it's not a disorder either. But we were talking about cyberchondriac. Who remember what was cyberchondriac? We have someone who joined, Johanna Guijarro. Hello, good evening. How are you doing, Johanna?
Hi, teacher. Present.
Hello. Yeah, thank you. Okay. All right. Let's continue. So, who remember what was cyberchondria from last night? From that video, remember we also completed um, a quizzes test, not test, but questionnaire. What was cyberchondria? Who remembers from last night? Hmm?
A condition
Mhm.
of this is a condition someone thinks it has a kind of or sickness, and he tries to get information on internet to solve his or their problems, these sickness problems, their beliefs. But this belief, that is a belief,
Belief.
it's
All
not
right.
really true, because that
Mm-hmm.
video says a cough is not a cancer, it's a
Of
lung
course.
cancer.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Thank you, Marcelo. Ana Maria, please go ahead. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Is when people feels afraid,
Mm-hmm.
looking for um, information about uh, symptoms,
Symptoms, yeah.
mhm,
Mm-hmm.
symptoms or illness without medical supervision.
Supervision, yeah. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
right. So let me ask you, Ana Maria, do you look up health-related information online? What do you look
Yes,
for?
yes, about information of clinical results.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
Mhm.
When uh, for
So
example,
what, when you say
uh,
clinical results, you mean when you go to have a blood test and you see some results that you're concerned about and you go online, ask Google, what happens if this is elevated or something like that? Or when? Is that what you
yes.
mean? Okay, okay. Got it. Got it. Okay.
In other cases, for example, I don't know how can I say echoes, echography.
Yeah, echography is good. You can also
Mhm.
call that a sonogram. It's the same thing. Yeah, a sonogram. Whenever you see something like the thing is that those reports given by the lab technicians sometimes are really difficult to understand, are not straightforward. So you read that and you think, oh my God, I'm dying. What's going on with me? You
or,
have to, yeah,
or cancer in second level or something like that.
or a tumor or anything like that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very alarming because you see that and you think, oh my God, I'm going to die tomorrow because I don't know about this. And then, of course, you have to take it to the doctor, and the doctor says, relax, it's normal. Says this, and that. And yeah, yeah, that
Don't
happened to
worry.
me. Don't worry. Yeah, don't worry. You're fine. Nothing will happen to you. You just go this, and that. You do that, and that's it. Okay. Yeah, yeah, I have done that. I believe most of us have done the same thing because, of course, that's scary. So let's see, what do we have here? Who would like to try reading the whole thing for me? The whole thing, like the whole, it's not reading, it's like a poster or something like that. Who would like to read it? And then we will, of course, play the recording for you to practice your pronunciation. Okay, Mario, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Healthcare is going mobile.
Mhm.
Is mobile or mobile?
Mobile.
Mobile.
Hmm.
Mobile.
Yep.
Technology is changing the way we monitor and manage our health.
Hmm.
82% is of smartphone users now gather health related information on their phones.
Hmm.
More than 25% of doctors are using mobile technology to provide patients care. As
Hmm.
a result of cheaper and more accurate sensors, the smart wearable healthcare market will be worth more than $40 billion by
Yes.
2022,
Okay.
from 2014.
Yes.
2 billions.
Right.
Until 2020, 41 billion.
Yeah.
Almost 50% of people age 25 to 44
Mhm.
will be using wearable devices by 1980s.
Yes.
Over 75 million wearable devices will be sold between 2014 and 2020.
All right. Thank
That's
you.
huge.
Yeah. So this poster is talking about, well, the poster is not talking. This is a common mistake that we all do, including me, because we think sometimes in Spanish. Because in Spanish you can say, la lectura dice, o la lectura habla sobre tal tal. I know we say that in Spanish, but if you say that in English, it will be, I mean, they will understand, of course. And people, whenever you talk to someone who is a native speaker and you say, the poster is talking about, they will understand and they will just uh, continue listening to you. But in this case, in order to say, el póster trata de, this poster is informing us about healthcare going mobile, or the poster is giving information, okay, because that is the purpose of it. The poster is not talking, right? That's a common mistake we all do, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm not going to punish you or anything for saying the poster is talking because I understand. And it's very common. Yes, Marcelo, go ahead. Your microphone, Marcelo, please.
I'm so sorry.
No worries.
I was tell you that I want to follow you on the platform. So I want to, if you will remind us, how is the key and the user, please.
Um, Let me see. I think I have that. Just let me, I have to open an Excel spreadsheet that someone gave me with your information and probably the key. And let me see 1 second. I'm opening that Excel file. Okay, so let me show this to you. Of course, I'm going to copy and paste it because this is really tiny to see. Okay, so Marcelo Vega. So, course key. I don't know if this is the one, but they told me the people from the book, they told me that the key and the so your username and your key were sent to your email. I think it was last week. Let me double check that. 1 second. They told me that because that key I think is for opening this platform like Microsoft Teams and those things. 1 second, 1 second. Oh, this is so slow. Yeah, I have power, but the internet today has been really, really bad. Really slow. Okay, 1 second. Mm, I sent a message to WhatsApp, so give me 1 moment. Um, okay, so they told me, when was this? On September 17. This afternoon, they sent to your email address username and password to access the ebook. So you can check your username, sorry, your email, probably your institutional email or maybe your personal email. If you don't find their information, let me see. If you don't find their email, try to go to the spam box or
There is
send
there is
Diego
email from National Geographic.
a National Geographic email.
Yeah, this is the on this mail uh, is the username and options
Password.
to
Mhm. Okay.
to
To
is
change your password and
getting on the
on the book, right, Diego?
of course. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Marcelo, if
It
you
is like this.
you
I'm
can show, yeah, you can show
it-
the screen if you want, so your classmates can follow. Okay. Thank
Thank
you.
you, guys. I got it.
Oh, you
I
got
got
it.
it. Okay,
Okay.
Carly.
this
Yeah,
is
it's the ID or your number or the personal ID. I say, I'll just say cédula,
Your
the
cédula
number
is
of
your national ID
ID
number.
card.
Your national
your
ID
national
card. Yeah.
national ID. Yes, your national ID plus your your password, your own password. Uh, I made it. Thank you.
Okay, got it. Okay, very good. So guys, remember, if you don't have your credentials to join the class, but not join the class, but join the book, go to your email, look for an email from National Geographic, and if you don't have that email, please send, I have been saying email for 5 times right now. Send an email to this email address. Once again, 6 times. Asesoría técnica at mundodidáctico.com. Okay. If you don't have your credentials, write an email to them and tell them, hey, I don't have my username, my password for Keynote 3. This is the name of the book, Keynote 3. Okay. And they will help you. Right? Okay. Now let's continue. 1 second. I'm going to show you with audio. Okay. So let's play the recording of this short poster so you can fix your pronunciation. Okay. Because here we have probably some things that can be challenging to pronounce. Probably billion, 2020, 2014. What else? Wearable, patience, sensors, all those things. So listen carefully so you can adjust and correct some little things from your pronunciation. Okay, so let's listen.
Healthcare is going mobile. Technology is changing the way we monitor and manage our health. 52% of smartphone users now gather health-related information on their phones. More than 25% of doctors are using mobile technology to provide patient care. As a result of cheaper and more accurate sensors, the smart wearable healthcare market will be worth more than $40 billion by 2020. Almost 50% of people aged 25 to 44 will be using wearable devices by 2018. Over 75 million wearable devices will be sold between 2014 and 2020.
Okay, so now you know the pronunciation, the correct pronunciation of years. So remember, for this type of years, I know regularly if you're reading figures, numbers, you would say instead of 2014, you would say 2014 or 2020. It's 2020, 2018, 2014, 2015. So it's 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then from 2010, you read the numbers in pairs, like 20, 11, 20, 12, 2013, and so on. Okay, so that's the key, reading in pairs after 2010. For the 90s is also reading in pairs, 1990, 1995, 1994, so on. Okay, that's the way to read those numbers. Okay, so watch and study the language. Okay, so we have a listening exercise, but it's about speaker A and speaker B. So we have listen to the conversation. What does the woman recommend her friend to do? Discuss with the partner. We are going to discuss, okay, as a class, as a group, not in pairs. What does the woman recommend her friend to do? Okay, so we're going to listen. We're going to listen to the advice this person is giving to her friend. Okay.
Morning. Are you okay? You look a bit tired.
Oh, hi there. Well, I am tired. I had a terrible night's sleep because I kept waking up.
Sorry to hear that. Is that normal?
Yeah, it's been like that for a few months. I've tried going to bed at different times, but I always still feel tired the next day. I can't really focus in class sometimes as I'm so tired.
There are lots of health and fitness trackers available these days. Have you tried using one that tracks your sleep?
How would a sleep tracker help?
It monitors the quality of your sleep. Some trackers even measure air temperature, the amount of light and noise, and monitor how you breathe.
Really? But how is that going to help me sleep better?
Well, you'll get to know your sleep habits so you can see what helps you sleep. For example, you might find that after exercise, you're able to sleep better.
Hmm, I guess that could be useful.
Okay. So she's giving several recommendations. You know. Okay, Miguel, you can connect when you have, I don't know if Miguel is sending, but let me reply to him. One sec. Um, You we can join
And I
once the class, once the power.
she's recommended to use application for sleep
Oh,
as the cell phone.
thank you, Miguel. Actually, I was sending a message because I thought that you had no power. So, Miguel, uh, just my recommendation is that you can join the class once your power is restored. Don't worry, you will not be absent. So don't worry about joining the class at this time because you don't have power and it's really difficult because you are in the middle of the well, not night, but in the darkness, just trying to look at my screen. So don't worry, you can disconnect and join the session again once you have power. Okay, Miguel? Don't worry, you're fine. Okay? You can,
Thank you.
yeah, sure. Yeah, because I cannot enforce attendance if Ecuador is going through this crisis, this power crisis every day. I don't know. Luckily, I haven't lost power during the day, so I don't know. Probably I'm losing power in the middle of the night while I'm sleeping. So well, okay. Let's listen one more time because she's recommending several things at the same time. But also, I will ask questions about Um, let's call him speaker A. Speaker A problems because he's having some issues. Okay. So I will ask you questions about it. And also I will ask questions about the recommendations from his from her friend. Okay, so listen carefully.
Morning. Are you okay? You look a bit tired.
Oh, hi there. Well, I am tired. I had a terrible night's sleep because I kept waking up.
Sorry to hear that. Is that normal?
Yeah, it's been like that for a few months. I've tried going to bed at different times, but I always still feel tired the next day. I can't really focus in class sometimes as I'm so tired.
There are lots of health and fitness trackers available these days. Have you tried using one that tracks your sleep?
How would a sleep tracker help?
It monitors the quality of your sleep. Some trackers even measure air temperature, the amount of light and noise, and monitor how you breathe.
Really? But how is that going to help me sleep better?
Well, you'll get to know your sleep habits so you can see what helps you sleep. For example, you might find that after exercise, you're able to sleep better.
Hmm, I guess that could be useful.
Okay, now what problems does he have? What health problems or what sleeping problems or what problems does he have? Yes, Mario?
He's very tired.
He's really tired, okay?
He is really tired. He can't sleep, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, I am
And
I am that way.
oh, you
I
can't sleep.
couldn't sleep last night. I couldn't
Mm.
sleep well that last night, and I give up at 5 o'clock. From 5 until now, and I'm very tired.
Of course.
And
I bet.
I have been in another two courses.
Oh my God.
One at 1 o'clock, and the next at 5 o'clock.
And then this one.
And I had a little bit an hour from 4 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
That that hour came here a teacher, uh, professor, to help her
Mm.
all that hour.
Oh my.
I am very tired.
Yeah,
That's why
of
I'm
course.
taking a
Mate.
mate.
But that is keeping you up because that is as strong as coffee. So that
More,
will,
I think is more is stronger than coffee.
it
I think,
is. So that's
and
why you
that's
can sleep.
uh no, 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 no. It's not for that. Now I having mate, drinking mate.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yesterday
Okay.
no,
Okay. Mm.
because I have to complete something until uh, 11,
Oh,
11:30.
oh wow.
Complete something from work.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that happens. Well, try to, I don't know what to tell you, but
no,
yeah.
those advices are for me.
Yeah. So about the advices, so who can tell me what were the advices? Thank you, Mario. What advices she gave to him? She's recommending several things. Daniel, thank you.
Yeah, she recommends him to use the fitness tracker app,
Mm-hmm.
so he can check the air temperature, um, and he recommends him to do exercises before sleep, so he can sleep better.
That's right. Yeah. So she recommend a wearable device. Remember, well, you were not here yesterday, but that's okay. A wearable device. So like a smartwatch or something like that he can wear while he's asleep. And that device, like you said, Alien, it's going to track his quality of sleep and also his breathing, how he's breathing, and probably he can make adjustments once he has that information. And of course, she said probably exercising before going to bed will help him um, get go to bed easier and sleep better. So those are good recommendations. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But yeah, those are good recommendations for sleeping better. So talking about cause and effects. Okay. All right, so let me take a screenshot of this. One second. Why am I taking a screenshot of this? You see, there are some words in blue right here. Why? Because these words are used to talk about cause and effect. So for example, let's see the first sentence. Obesity can lead to other health problems. That is the cause. So it is important to have a healthy diet. Okay? So if you don't have a healthy diet, you will have you will be obese and you will have health problems. Okay? You are talking about cause and consequences. The second sentence is health apps are becoming popular nowadays because, so you're explaining more, you're giving reasons. So that's why you're using because people are more concerned about their health. Okay? Elderly people, we already know what is elderly, what's the meaning of elderly, aging population. Okay? So senior citizens, for example. Elderly people usually require more medical care due to age-related illnesses. Due to is to explain the reason why something is happening. Okay, elderly people need more medical care because they have age-related illnesses. So you see, something is happening here. You connect it with these two words, due to, and then the effect is the other thing, the other part. You should eat less red meat as too much of it can lead to heart disease. Okay, again, you have right here the first part that is the cause why you should eat res sorry, not why, but trying to explain something that will cause something later on, because if you eat more red meat you can have heart disease. Okay, as a result of it's the same thing. So all these words are used to talk about causes and effects. Let me see if I can go to page 184 to show you what I'm talking about. Oh, yes, I can. Oh, okay. So guys, whenever you want to see or you have like a note at the end of the page, visit page so and so for grammar key. This is the grammar key. So I was talking about cause and effect. Introducing an effect, you use so. Diabetes is a preventable disease, so it is important to have a healthy lifestyle to avoid it. Introducing a cause, because, due to, as a result of, because of. Okay? We use these words, so, because, due to, as a result of, and because of, to link two parts of a sentence. All these words, except so, introduce a cause. This is the reason why we use these words. So let me take a screenshot of this so you can keep it. But again, this is in your book. So if you would like to see it, go to page 184. Okay? We haven't seen this yet, comparisons, but we will later on. Okay, let's go back because that's not difficult at all. It's just for you to know. Okay, we were already there. Let me see. Care for your health. Page 40. Okay. All right. So let's go to page 41. All right. So we are going to listen to the same recording one more time in order to complete these sentences. Okay. Let's go here. Yeah. So we have the first one. I had a terrible night's sleep. I kept waking up. I can really focus on in class sometimes. We have a gap right here, so you have to type in your answer. Number 3, you'll get to know your sleep habits. You can see what helps you sleep. Okay? So let's listen again, and then this time you have to complete these sentences.
Morning. Are you okay? You look a bit tired.
Oh, hi there. Well, I am tired. I had a terrible night's sleep because I kept waking up.
Sorry to hear that. Is that normal?
Yeah, it's been like that for a few months. I've tried going to bed at different times, but I always still feel tired the next day. I can't really focus in class sometimes as I'm so tired.
There are lots of health and fitness trackers available these days. Have you tried using one that tracks your sleep?
How would a sleep tracker help?
It monitors the quality of your sleep. Some trackers even measure air temperature, the amount of light and noise, and monitor how you breathe.
Really? But how is that going to help me sleep better?
Well, you'll get to know your sleep habits so you can see what helps you sleep. For example, you might find that after exercise, you're able to sleep better.
Hmm, I guess that could be useful.
Okay? Would you like me to play it again, or that's enough?
It's enough.
Okay. So Marcelo, would you like to go for number 1, please?
I had a terrible night's sleep because I kept waking up.
Thank you. Number 2, Brian.
I can't really focus in class sometimes, so I'm so tired.
Okay. Byron, please. The last one. Thank you.
Uh, you will get to know your sleep habits. I think that if you can see what helps you sleep.
If. Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. Let's see. Okay, these two were incorrect, but that's fine. Let's see. As and so. Okay. The key here is to understand that we're talking about causes and effects. And Byron, if is not cause and effect, is a conditional. Okay. And we haven't seen the conditional yet. We will see that probably in a month or so. But yes, these are words that indicate cause and effect. So because this, then this happens. Um, the meaning of as in this case, as in Spanish would be ya que. Okay, so think about that when you are reading this. So I can really focus in class sometimes as I'm so tired. Okay, realmente no me puedo concentrar en mis clases de vez en cuando ya que estoy muy cansado. As is ya que. Okay, you, 1 second. Perdón, y eso se lo voy a contar en español. No sé si estaban viendo las noticias que ha habido un gran incendio en Guápulo. Grande, grande. Mi suegra vive en Bellavista, por la Ignacio Bozano.
Yo
Y
vivo ahí,
usted está ahí, Marcelo.
sí, y
Mm,
hay ceniza.
es- Salga de ahí. A mi suegra le hicieron evacuar el edificio y está viniendo a mi casa.
Yo estoy no estoy en la Bozano, estoy en la Voz Mediano y Carlos
La voz
Guerrero,
Belén. A una cuadra de donde mi suegra,
a una
imagínense.
cuadra de la Bozano.
Sí, 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 sí conozco muy bien ese sector. Lo que pasa es que, por ejemplo, en el sector de Bellavista Alto, más arriba, casi el Canal 8, la gente está evacuando incluso porque allá está llegando el fuego y la gente está sacando los cilindros de gas y toda la cosa. Tenga mucho cuidado, Marcelo, y si se tiene que desconectar, vaya nomás y evacúe si tiene que evacuar, porque a ella le hicieron evacuar. El edificio está, las paredes se sienten calientes. Claro, y bueno,
Gracias.
y este edificio
Uy,
da hacia como que el puente de la González Suárez. Entonces, está ahí, donde está toda la cosa. Mucho cuidado, por favor, Marcelo. Si tiene que irse, apague la computadora, tirado y salga. La clase de inglés no importa, mejore su bienestar y su vida. Es que yo veo que mi esposa entra llorando y yo dije, ¿qué pasó? Y me contó eso que la mandaron a evacuar a mi suegra. Entonces, eso era, perdón. Que hay tantas cosas que están pasando recién uf, bueno, esperemos que no pase nada. Esperemos que todo sea solo un susto. ¿Qué pasa? Ok. No, ya llegó mi suegra, no pasa nada, entonces ella está bien. Solo que salió sin nada, o sea, no sacó su ropa ni sus cosas. Pero bueno. Ok, ok. Volvamos a la clase para ver si nos olvidamos de estas cosas. All right. We have a matching exercise right here that is very good to predict and also to improve your vocabulary. Okay, because you have right here to the left, sorry, to the left, yes. You have a section of a sentence, and then you can predict by understanding the sentence what will be the next part, the following section of the sentence, the part that is missing. Okay, so the first one, let's go with Carlos, please. Carlos Caiza, the first one.
Okay.
Read it and then tell me what is the missing part.
Okay, the first one says a lot of people are buying wearables.
Mhm.
I think it's because they are interested in monitoring their health.
Very good. Makes sense. And you see, we have cause and effect. A lot of people are doing this because this. Okay? Cause and effect. Thank you, Carlos. Next one. Diego, please. Diego Arias.
Okay, many lives are saved each year
Mhm.
because of improvements in medical technology.
Okay, okay, makes sense. We will see, but it makes sense. That's the most important thing. You have to read both sides to try to find the sentences that belong together and make sense, okay? Because at the end, you have to read and the whole thing will have to make sense once again. Brian, please, fitness devices.
Okay, fitness devices are usually small and light, so they are easy to carry around.
Nice, very good. And last one, well, of course, this one. As a result of improvements in mobile healthcare, people can find out a lot more about their health. Okay. Oh, what did I do? Okay, I think it's correct. Yeah, because it makes sense. A lot of people are buying wearables because they are interested in monitoring their health. Yes. Well, mostly, but some people, especially with the Apple Watch, sometimes they just have it because they want to have it because they love Apple. But it's not like they exercise a lot and things like that. So, for example, I have this one that is a Garmin watch because I like to run, and this one carries music. So you can leave your cell phone at home, and then if you would like to listen to music, you just wear your Bluetooth earbuds or whatever, and then you can run with music. And without the cell phone. But yeah, sometimes it's health, sometimes is this word I think doesn't exist in English, novelería, but it doesn't exist. I think it doesn't exist. Many lives are saved each year because of improvements in medical technology. Yes, of course. Fitness devices are usually small and light, so they are easy to carry around. Yes, like a watch. As a result of improvements in mobile healthcare, people can find out a lot more about their health. Okay. All right. Let's go to this one. Complete the information, circle the correct words, then listen. Okay, so we have a reading right here. So we are learning a lot of vocabulary. Okay, so that's good because in that way, your speaking skills will improve because you will have more resources, more words that you can use to express yourself. Right, so we have one, two, three, four, and we have drop-down menus. Okay, so because, so as, because of, as, due to, as. Okay, so the first part. Let me hear from someone that I haven't heard in a while. Ana Maria, perhaps you, please. Can you read this um, highlighted paragraph and then tell me?
Michael
Mhm.
is a Burmese American who moved back to Myanmar
Mhm.
in 20, uh, 2000,
2012. 2012. Mhm.
2012.
Yes, yes.
When Lewin met his cousin Yarsar Min Tu in Myanmar, he found out that his cousin had gotten hepatitis B, a serious
Mhm.
disease.
Mhm.
What is it shows? Um,
So because.
mm, because a rural
Okay.
doctor had used dirty needles and infected SARS into with that virus.
Wow. Imagine that having hepatitis B because someone didn't do their
Mm.
job properly. That's awful. Okay. Thank you, Ana Maria. Let's go with, by the way, Ana Maria, you go by Ana Maria or you go by Anna or another way?
Ana Maria.
Okay, good.
Ana
Because
Maria.
I have a friend that who doesn't want her to be called Ana Maria. So that's why I was asking. So
Yeah,
that's
people call me Anita or
Anita.
Ana Maria.
Okay, okay, okay. All right, good to know. Thank you. All right, let's go with this one here from, I don't know how to pronounce it, but we will see. Elwin and Yarsar. Okay, so from here to here. Diego, please.
Okay. Lewin and years are mean to wanted to improve people's access to healthcare in their country as in
So remember
12
the meaning of as in
ah,
Spanish was ya que, right? So if you think so that's a trick. So if you think ya que goes there, does it make sense?
okay, so of
Mhm.
course, yes. So in 2012 they worked together to start Coetech.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's enough. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we have the next one. Uh, okay. So that part from they created to population. Let's see. Carlos, please. So from they created to population.
Okay. They created Kayam Marya, the
Mhm.
country's first general health app, which sends personalized message to users' phone.
So remember,
as
because very good.
as
As
more than 90% of the population in Myanmar uses smartphone.
that's it. That's it. Thank you, Carlos. Yeah, that's good. So remember, this word, yes, sometimes just seeing that word in English doesn't make sense because you think that could be a comparative, but in this case, is you have to use that trick that I gave you. As means ya que in Spanish. So if you try to translate that small part as more than 90%, if you translate it in Spanish, would be ya que más del 90% de la población. Makes sense, of course. But if you use because of, debido a que, so it's a little bit tricky. So we will see, right? But that trick of translating that word into Spanish, it works. Okay, and the last part, let's have Brian, please. The last part from Myanmar to hospital.
Myanmar use smartphones. This is an effective way to provide more people with access to healthcare information and device. According to Wing, this
Mhm.
app will also benefit the women and children of Myanmar. Mm, I am thinking um,
Yeah,
it's similar, but I
similar,
think
yes.
that is due to
Okay, that's fine. Remember, we are just practicing right now, so it's better to see if we have the right answer right here or no. You too, and then continue, Brian. You too. You too, Brian. Okay, due to 70% of births take place outside a hospital. Okay, we will see. Let's check. Okay, that, no. Okay, that's good news, Marcelo, what you sent. Los apagones se suspenden en Quito durante la noche de este martes 24 de septiembre. Okay, good. Hey, something is good. We need rain. That's what we need, rain. But it's good, good news. At least we will have power to continue working. Okay, okay. Let's oh, Brian lost connection. But they say se suspenden durante la noche. Okay, so that means after midnight, or you can still be without power until 8 p.m. because one of the English instructors, he's without power right now. He lost power at 6:45. So does that mean in the middle of the night, like after midnight? We don't know. Okay. Let's listen and then we will check the answers because I just click check the answers and this one is correct. So as 70% of births take place outside the hospital. Okay, let's play so we can check your answers.
Michael Lewin is a Burmese American who moved back to Myanmar in 2012. When Lewin met his cousin Yaza Min Tu in Myanmar, he found out that his cousin had gotten hepatitis B, a serious disease, because a rural doctor had used dirty needles and infected Yaza Min Tu with the virus. Lewin and Yaza Min Tu wanted to improve people's access to health care in their country. So in 2012, they worked together to start Koi Koi Tech. They created Kian Mar Ye, the country's first health app, which sends personalized messages to users' phones. As more than 90% of the population in Myanmar use smartphones, this is an effective way to provide more people with access to healthcare information and advice. According to Lewin, This app will also benefit the women and children of Myanmar, as 70% of births take place outside a hospital.
Okay, very good. Let me see if I can take a screenshot of this so you can have the answers. Okay. So yeah, the last one was as. Okay, there you go. Let me make this bigger. All right. Talking about your healthcare tech. We have been talking about this for, or with a partner, you're going to read about healthcare technology that could be used in the future. Turn to page 165, that's page 166, describe the technology you have. Okay, let's see, 1 second, let me see this, because sometimes this cannot be done in this environment, like the online education. Read the information below, notes, highlight words, and describe them. Let me see, 166. No, this is better in face-to-face interaction. Right here will be difficult because you have to open 165, but you see, you cannot open two at the same time. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could create rooms. No, no. It's better to talk as a group because in groups it takes a lot of time, and sometimes Microsoft Teams doesn't allow me to create a room and assign you to a room if you are not using your, let's say, your institutional email, but you're using your personal one. So in the case we are not going to do that, listen to, okay, we already did that. Challenge of Alzheimer. Okay. What kinds of challenges do you think? People live longer. Okay. So we have a new reading, okay, and we are going to predict skim. Remember, I already said what is the meaning of skim. So it's try to read fast. Okay. So you're going to skim the first paragraph that goes from 1 to 5, just 1 to 5, please. And then try to answer this question. You're going to answer this question with me as a group. What kinds of challenges do you think there are in countries where people live longer? Okay. So once again, skim first paragraph and try to answer this question for me. I'll give you 2 minutes because you're going to read fast. Okay, 2 minutes. For the first time, up to healthcare. Go. Okay, so what kinds of challenges do you think there are in countries where people live longer? Hmm? So after you read that part, of course, it doesn't give you the full answer, but what type of challenges do you think countries will experience when their population live longer? What challenges will they face?
I think there is no young people for doing uh, hard work, for example, in the construction.
Okay, all right. Yes, an aging population. Yes, like they don't have young workforce, right? Okay, good. Anything else? Any other challenge?
I think the challenge, and this is happening in Europe
Hmm.
and some part of the States and Canada.
Hmm.
They are planning getting more good immigration. If other countries, for example, you can invite good kind of immigrants with technology, young people, maybe to transform this composition. For example, in Canada, I know it something like they try to get young people, young couples with kids from the South America
Hmm.
into their industries to change this composition because of course their engines are so old. It's difficult. For me, I think they have to try to change this composition with other kind of culture to bring new people, young peoples. Actually,
Yeah,
I think that's the challenge.
exactly. Yeah, because I know what you're talking about. I have seen advertisement like saying, "Would you like to move to Canada? Are you a qualified professional on these fields?" And they mention the fields like medicine, construction, engineering, all those things, and IT,
Minery, for
mine,
example, I guess
yes,
about minery
mhm,
and oil
mining.
industry.
That's right, mining, petroleum, oil, all those things, and um, power plants. So anything that requires like uh, physical activity, or not only physical activity, but highly qualified and highly specific um, fields, like you said, construction, mining, and oil industry. Yes, that's a challenge they face, and they have to launch this call or this advertisement saying that they need to attract people in order to come and work in the country because their labor force is aging, or more and more people are deviating from those careers. They are not choosing those careers because, well, for many reasons. I don't have a specific reason right now. Okay,
That sadly news is the new kind of couples doesn't want, they don't want, I'm sorry, they don't want kids.
that's right. They don't want kids. So if you don't have kids, of course, you will not have new workforce because the population is not growing. Instead, it's just aging. Okay. What else we have? Okay, so this is an interesting reading right here. So let's go with this part. Elderly to, let's see, population. So let me go here 1 second. Technology. Where is it? 1 second. Give me 1 second. I thought this was the reading. Okay. So anyone to read from elderly to population right here. So from here to here, please. Thank you, Daniel.
Here,
Go ahead. Diego, you can read the other part. So first Daniel and then Diego.
From elderly?
Yes, from elderly to population. please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Elderly people have a higher chance of suffering from illness such as diabetes, cancer, and heart disease. Providing proper healthcare facilities and treatment is expensive, and the rising cost of healthcare puts a lot of pressure on the working population.
Thank you. Now, Diego, from in Europe to elderly person, please.
Where Okay, in Europe, for example, there are currently for working people one elderly person. By 2050, this number will fall to 2 workers per elderly person.
Thank you. So you see, this is one of the challenges. In Europe, for example, there are currently 4 working people supporting one elderly. By 2050, this number will fall to 2 workers per elderly person. Okay, so those are the problems of aging population. Now, from one common to thinking, Carlos, please.
Uh, One common health problem that affects elderly people is Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's, the most common type of dementia, affects a person's memory, behavior, and thinking.
Thank you. And the last part from because of to the very last, to symptoms. Mario?
From one common health.
So from because of memory loss to symptoms, please.
Because of memory loss. Yeah, because of memory loss, behavioral changes, people with Alzheimer may slowly become unable to take care of themselves, eventually requiring constant care from family members of uh, caregivers. There is no cure for Alzheimer's at the moment. Drugs can only treat the symptoms.
All right. So we were, thank you, Mario. So we are now introducing the topic of Alzheimer's disease, which is something really difficult. All right. So let me read this small part for you. So many developed countries are experiencing aging population. So people are getting older and there are not as many newborns or birth. The birth rate is lower and the aging population is increasing. One of the most notable examples is Japan. Japan's population is rapidly aging as a result of fewer babies being born and people living longer. By 2060, 4 in 10 people will be over the age of 65. Okay, so we see right here the age percentage of population age 65 and above. In Japan, you see the trend is going up, whereas the rest of the world is like it was stable and then it is slightly increasing by 2015. And the source of this chart is the UN Population Division. So is a real chart. Okay, let's go with the next page. Oh, it's a continuation of the reading, okay? So the reading already introduced Alzheimer's disease, but now we are going to read about it, how some technology can help patients with this disease. So now, from bad technology to a person is Marcelo, please.
But technology can improve the lives of those living with the condition by making it easier for them to go about their daily activities. For example, tracking devices placed in watches or jewelry can monitor where a person is.
Thank you.
Reminders can also be stored in motion sensors and placed around the house. When sensor detects a movement, it can play a record voices message to remind the person to lock the door or turn off the stove.
All right.
Alzheimer's disease is a huge challenge, but we may be getting close to finding a solution. In the future, it might be possible to treat Alzheimer without using drugs. That's a great news. A
Mhm.
team of researchers Australia has created a form of technology that can send sound waves into the brain. These sound waves helps to clear waves in the brain that contributes to Alzheimer's. That that the team has tasted their technology and found that it helped to restore memory. Wow, in 75% of mice. Work on
Mhm.
technology is incomplete, but is successful. It could prevent memory loss in people with Alzheimer's. I think this really does fundamentally change our understanding of how to treat this disease, say Professor Jürgen Gotz, a co-author of the study, and I for foresee
Foresee, yes.
foresee a great future for this approach. Foresee.
Okay. Foresee. Yeah, that's, I don't know if you have heard the word
Oh, I understand.
weather
Understand.
forecast. So forecast. To forecast is foresee as well. So you envision something for the future. Okay. So you see that happening again in the future. So, well, as we read, there is technology that is in development to try to improve the lives of these patients with Alzheimer's disease. In fact, right now they are mentioning right here that there are some techniques that send sound waves to help clear waste in the brain that contributes to Alzheimer's disease. Of course, this hasn't been tested yet in humans, but in mice. Remember the word mice right here, M-I-C-E, is the plural of mouse. Okay, so I know mouse can also be this, but mice. If you have two species of mouse, that is mice. That is the plural of mouse. Okay. Um, so let's probably hope that they apply this technique, this technology, not only in mice, but in people. So right here we have the meaning of some words, automated right here, run by a machine or a computer. Restore, to return something to its original state. Okay, so a long reading, but very interesting. Understanding main ideas. There is a need to be very cause and effect, understanding details. Okay, this is better. Okay, one second. All right. Where is it? All right. So the reading that you have, the reading has some words in blue or in bold. You see these words in bold? Okay. So those words belong here in these spaces. Okay. So I will give you some time to reread again and use the words in bold. Let me put the words in the chat right here. Behavioral to make it easier for you. Constant prevent, and approach. So we have pressure. Pressure. So we have pressure, behavioral, constant, prevent, approach. Okay, so these are the words, the ones in the chat and also in the reading in bold. Okay, so I'll give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say 5 minutes to reread, especially the parts with the words in bold, and try to type in the answers right here. So let's say you say right here is pressure, type in or write pressure, and then with the same thing with the rest of the sentences. And then we will check the answers in group, like right here. So you have 5 minutes. That means 7:32. So go. Remember, the words are in bold in in the reading, and also I copy the words in the chat. Okay, so go. 5 minutes.
For first time in history, there are more people
Okay, let's check the answers. Number one, please. Diego, please. Diego Arias. Read the sentence and tell me the answer, please.
Um, Researchers are still finding ways to um, help people from getting cancer.
Remember that you have to use
Or
the words in bold from the reading. The words you have them in the chat as well.
okay, um, prevent.
Very good. Prevent people from getting cancer. Good. Okay, thank you. Now, number two, Carlos.
Sorry. Uh, Family members are often under a lot of pressure. Pressure?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Pressure caring for people with Alzheimer.
Okay, no pressure care. Thank you. Number three, Daniel, please.
A constant decrease in the birth rate can cause populations to shrink.
Very good. Four, um, Ana Maria, please.
When an idea doesn't work well, you shouldn't try a different opinion, a different.
So remember to use the words in bold from the book from the reading, or I also put the words in the chat. So we already use constant, pressure, prevent, a different.
A different
Take a look at the chat.
approach.
Someone, yeah,
Mhm,
yeah, very good approach. Thank
approach.
you. And number five, Mario.
Scientists sometimes study the behavior of
Okay,
animals to find out what we can learn from them
okay, very good. Let's see.
behavior.
Yes, behavior. So in this case, you had to adapt the word because I think the word in right here was behavioral. So behavioral is something related to the way you. Yes, Daniel, go ahead.
Is the same behavioral than behavior?
Those words are related, but behavioral, like for example, behavioral sciences are sciences that are in charge of studying behavior. So behavior is how you act, how you behave. So let's say someone is someone who is sick, let's say someone who has the flu will behave in a way that will let you know that that person has the flu. How? Because that person is sneezing, that person is sweating because that person has a fever or is coughing, so that person has the flu. Behavior are actions. Behavioral, in this case, could be related to the field of sciences that study behavior, for example, are related but not the same thing. Yeah. Okay, so prevent pressure, constant approach behavior. Okay. Good. Critical thinking. What's the other? No, we already talked about it. Okay, let's go here. My simple invention designed to keep my grandfather safe. Okay, so we have a short reading about the talk we are going to listen to in the next few minutes about this person, Kenneth Shinosuka. So we have once again some words in bold. One second, let me do this. Okay. Oh, this is not better. Oh my, I went back to the beginning of the book. 1 second. 44, I think it was the page. 44, 48. 45. Okay. So we have this reading with some words in bold: diagnose, struggle, censor, concern, the text. And we have an exercise to match those words with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words that have the same meaning. So synonyms or definitions. Okay. So we have the first word, worried, and we have diagnose, struggle, concerned, censor, or detects. Which one of those five is more close, or is, sorry, is more related to, is closer to the meaning of worried? Which one means worried? Diagnose, struggle, concerned, censor, or detects?
Concerned.
Concerned. Very good. So one is concerned. Okay. Number two, notices something. The text, censor, struggle, or concern. Well, we already know concern has the meaning of being worried. The text, good,
Detects.
Maria. Yes, very good. Had difficulty.
Struggle.
Struggled.
Struggle.
Yeah, to struggle. To struggle is to have difficulty or something that is difficult to you. So let's say some people have, or some people struggle to learn English because they don't feel confident to speak. You see, they had difficulties to speak, or they have difficulties to learn English because they are not confident enough to practice their speaking. Okay, but that is not your case. You are speaking really well. Number
Thanks.
four. Yeah, you are. You are. You're doing your best, and that is the thing that I encourage to do. That's the only way to do your best, and then you will improve little by little. Identified a medical condition. So we have diagnosed, censor, and that's it. So we have
Diagnose.
diagnosed.
Diagnosed.
Very good. Right. Very good. And five, of course, a censor. Right. Okay. So let me do this right now. So worried was concerned. Notices something was the text, I think. Diagnose the text, yeah. Had difficulties, struggles, identified a medical condition, was diagnosed, and this is censor. Okay. What? Oh, struggled. Oh, come on. It's the same thing. Well, whatever. Okay. Now we are going to go to the TED Talk. Okay. That is the core or the centerpiece of this exercise. Watch part one of the TED Talk. Choose the correct options. Okay. So we have number one, Kenneth grandfather's condition brought a lot of stress to his family because he often, and then we have couldn't go to sleep, wonder. Someone who is wondering is someone who is walking without a purpose, without a direction. So someone who is lost is wondering, looking everywhere because that person is lost. That is wonder. Okay. wandered off by himself, couldn't express his thoughts. Number two, Kenneth was worried about his aunt's well being because she was not eating healthy meals, often getting sick, not getting enough rest at night. So, something short but meaningful. So, let's go.
What's the fastest growing threat to Americans' health? Cancer, heart attacks, diabetes? The answer is actually none of these. It's Alzheimer's disease. Every 67 seconds, someone in the United States is diagnosed with Alzheimer's. As the number of Alzheimer's patients triples by the year 2050, caring for them, as well as the rest of the aging population, will become an overwhelming societal challenge. My family has experienced firsthand the struggles of caring for an Alzheimer's patient. Growing up in a family with 3 generations, I've always been very close to my grandfather. When I was 4 years old, my grandfather and I were walking in a park in Japan when he suddenly got lost. It was one of the scariest moments I've ever experienced in my life, and it was also the first incident that informed us that my grandfather had Alzheimer's disease. Over the past 12 years, his condition got worse and worse, and his wandering in particular caused my family a lot of stress. My aunt, his primary caregiver, really struggled to stay awake at night to keep an eye on him, and even then often failed to catch him leaving the bed. I became really concerned about my aunt's well-being as well as my grandfather's safety. I searched extensively for a solution that could help my family's problems, but couldn't find one.
Okay, let's listen one more time and then we will check the answers.
What's the fastest growing threat to Americans' health? Cancer, heart attacks, diabetes? The answer is actually none of these. It's Alzheimer's disease. Every 67 seconds, someone in the United States is diagnosed with Alzheimer's. As the number of Alzheimer's patients triples by the year 2050, caring for them, as well as the rest of the aging population, will become an overwhelming societal challenge. My family has experienced firsthand the struggles of caring for an Alzheimer's patient. Growing up in a family with 3 generations, I've always been very close to my grandfather. When I was 4 years old, my grandfather and I were walking in a park in Japan when he suddenly got lost. It was one of the scariest moments I've ever experienced in my life, and it was also the first incident that informed us that my grandfather had Alzheimer's disease. Over the past 12 years, his condition got worse and worse, and his wandering in particular caused my family a lot of stress. My aunt, his primary caregiver, really struggled to stay awake at night to keep an eye on him, and even then often failed to catch him leaving the bed. I became really concerned about my aunt's well-being as well as my grandfather's safety. I searched extensively for a solution that could help my family's problems, but couldn't find one.
Okay, so the first one, Kenneth's grandfather's condition brought a lot of stress to his family because he often
Hey,
couldn't go to sleep, really,
wander off by himself.
wander off by himself. Because who can tell me what happened when Kenneth was 4 years old? What happened to his grandfather that really scared him, according to the
Uh,
TED Talk?
he get lost. He
He
get
got
he
lost.
got lost.
Yeah, he got lost and he was really scared because he was wandering off by himself. Good. That's number one. Number two, Kenneth was worried about his aunt's well-being because she was um Carlos.
Uh, in fact, I didn't understand very well, but I think I think is often getting sick.
Mhm. Okay, let's see who has another opinion. Who? Okay, we lost someone. Um, how about Marcelo, number two?
Kenneth was worried about his own well being because she was
Remember the recording. He was
yeah,
saying
but
that
trying is
he
not
was
getting
saying that
enough
his
rest at night.
grandmother was, or his aunt.
She
Yes,
was not
his
getting
aunt
enough
was.
rest at night. Huh?
That's right. Yeah, because his aunt was the caregiver of I don't know if it was his grandfather, but she was constantly waking up in the middle of the night to try to help um, her grandfather, for example. So yes, not getting enough rest at night. So that's the right answer. Very good. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so this is the second part of the TED Talk. He's going to talk about his device. Watch part two of TED Talk, complete the steps describing how Kenneth Shinosuka invention works, then click the answers. Okay, so he's describing the steps. So we're going to listen to that. First, this happens. Then, when the patient on the floor, the pressure sensor detects in pressure. Three, sensor sends a wireless alert to the caregiver. Four, smartphone makes an or a. Okay, let's see. Take notes because you're listening to a list.
Then, one night, about 2 years ago, I was looking after my grandfather and I saw him stepping out of the bed. The moment his foot landed on the floor, I thought, why don't I put a pressure sensor on the heel of his foot? Once he stepped onto the floor and out of the bed, the pressure sensor would detect an increase in pressure caused by body weight and then wirelessly send an audible alert to the caregiver's smartphone. That way, my aunt could sleep much better at night without having to worry about my grandfather's wandering. So now I'd like to perform a demonstration of the sock. Could I please have my sock model on stage? Great. So once the patient steps onto the floor, an alert is sent to the caregiver's smartphone. Great. Thank you. Thank you, sock model. So this is a drawing of my preliminary design. My desire to create a sensor-based technology perhaps stemmed from my lifelong love for sensors and technology. When I was 6 years old, an elderly family friend fell down in the bathroom and suffered severe injuries. I became concerned about my own grandparents and decided to invent a smart bathroom system. Motion sensors would be installed inside the tiles of bathroom floors to detect the falls of elderly patients whenever they fell down in the bathroom. Since I was only 6 years old at the time and I hadn't graduated from kindergarten yet, I didn't have the necessary resources and tools to translate my idea into a reality. But nonetheless, my research experience really implanted in me a firm desire to use sensors to help the elderly people. I really believed that sensors could improve the quality of life of the elderly.
Okay, this one was longer and faster. So I will pause whenever we have this, like the first part. Okay, so when the patient on the floor, the pressure sensor detects in pressure. So whenever I hear that, I'm going to pause it, and if we need to, I'm going to repeat it so you can get the answer because this one was really fast and with a lot of information.
Then, one night, about 2 years ago, I was looking after my grandfather and I saw him stepping out of the bed. The moment his foot landed on the floor, I thought, why don't I put a pressure sensor on the heel of his foot? Once he stepped onto the floor and out of the bed, the pressure.
Okay, so when the patient, let me repeat that because it's really fast.
Looking after my grandfather and I saw him stepping out of the bed. The moment his foot landed on the floor, I thought, why don't I put a pressure sensor on the heel of his foot? Once he stepped onto the floor and out of the bed, the pressure sensor.
When the patient,
I think the patient walks on the floor, the pressure sensor detects increasing pressure.
increasing is, I think is correct, increasing. But here, yes, walk makes sense, but
Walks, yeah.
Steps on.
steps on, yes, steps on. Okay, increasing pressure, in pressure, okay, and increase. So right here would be, because you see right here, you have the text A or an increase, right? Increase like this, okay? Because you have an article right here, okay? Let's go with number 3.
Sensor would detect an increase in pressure caused by body weight and then wirelessly send an audible alert to the caregiver's smartphone.
Okay. Sensor sends a wireless alert to the caregiver, what? Hmm?
Really fast, didn't get.
Yeah, it's really fast. Let me repeat it one more time. One second. Yeah, this guy is really fast and also has an accent, so
Smartphone.
smartphone, yes, smartphone.
On the heel of his foot. Once he stepped onto the floor and out of the bed, the pressure sensor would detect an increase in pressure caused by body weight and then wirelessly send an audible alert to the caregiver's smartphone. That way, my aunt could sleep much better at night without having to worry about my grandfather's wandering. So now I'd like to perform a demonstration of the sock. Could I please have my sock model on stage? Great. So once the patient steps onto the floor, an alert is sent to the caregiver's smartphone. Great. Thank you. Thank you, sock model. So this is a drawing of my preliminary.
So what is the last part? Smartphone makes a or an
Alert.
alert. Yes. Okay. I think this is correct. Let's see. Oh, come on. Probably audible alert. Sound is the same thing. An alert is a sound. Yeah, but they were looking for sound. Probably he said sound, but it was really fast. You see, these 4 sentences are, he speaks in less than a minute, all these 4 sentences. So that's really fast. Let me go back so we can hear.
Why don't I put a pressure sensor on the heel of his foot?
Okay.
Once he stepped onto the floor and out of the bed, the pressure sensor would detect an increase in pressure caused by body weight and then wirelessly send an audible alert to the caregiver's smartphone. That way, my aunt could sleep much better at night without having to worry about.
He said an audible alert. He didn't say sound. Come on, book. He said audible alert. He said this. Audible alert. Which is a sound. Yes. But he said this. Not sound at all. Because after this, he starts explaining how the talk works. So, well, you see, sometimes the books are not perfectly aligned with what we hear, because we heard audible alert. Alert? For me, alert was the right answer, not sound at all. But well, okay. Research process. Okay, we have the last part of the TED Talk. So we have watch part 3 of the TED Talk. Complete the notes showing Kenneth Shinosuka's invention and research process. So once again, we have some steps. First, he invented a smart sock. 2, tested it on his aunt, grandfather, grandparent, whatever. Carried out tests at residential in California. Gathered, e.g., some people don't want to sleep at night. Improve device. So this is the process he followed. So we are going to listen and complete these spaces right here with what he said. Let's listen the whole thing together, and then if I recognize that it's too fast, I will pause it just like I did um, before.
I've tested the device on my grandfather for about a year now, and it's had a 100% success rate in detecting the over 900 known cases of his wandering. Last summer, I was able to beta test my device at several residential care facilities in California, and I'm currently incorporating the feedback to further improve the device into a marketable product. Testing the device on a number of patients made me realize that I need to invent solutions for people who didn't want to wear socks to sleep at night. So sensor data collected on a vast number of patients can be useful for improving patient care and also leading to a cure for the disease, possibly. For example, I'm currently examining correlations between the frequency of a patient's nightly wandering and his or her daily activities and diet. But one thing I'll never forget is when my device first caught my grandfather's wandering out of bed at night. At that moment, I was really struck by the power of technology to change lives for the better. People living happily and healthily. That's the world that I imagine. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's listen again, and I will pause every time we have the like tested it on his. I will pause it because he's really fast, way too fast.
I've tested the device on my grandfather for about
Tested the device on his who?
Father.
Grandfather, yes. Grandfather, yes. Okay.
about a year now, and it's had a 100% success rate in detecting the over 900 known cases of his wandering. Last summer, I was able to beta test my device at several residential care facilities in California.
So what's the answer here? He carried out tests at residential in California. Two
Care
words.
facilities.
Yes, care facilities. Very good. Care facilities. So be careful with this word. I know facilities sounds like facilidades, but that is not the case. Facilities in Spanish, if you translate it as facilidades, that's what we say false friend, falso amigo. The meaning of facilities in this case would be instituciones, instalaciones, so buildings, okay? So it has nothing to do with anything being easy, all right? So number four, and I don't know if you noticed, but these sentences are not like word by word the same thing he says. So that's another thing that you have to keep in mind. He doesn't say the exact same thing, but he mentions something about it. So it's not verbatim. It's not word by word.
And I'm currently incorporating the feedback to further improve the device into a marketable product. Testing the device on a number of patients made me realize that I need to invent solutions for people who didn't want to wear socks to sleep at night. So sensor data collected on a vast number of feedback. Last
Okay.
summer, I was able to beta test my device at several residential care facilities in California. And I'm currently incorporating the feedback to further improve the device into a marketable product. Testing the device on a number of patients made me realize that I need to invent solutions for people who didn't want to wear socks to sleep at night.
Okay. So who can tell me the first one? Any ideas? This one was way difficult than the others.
I
But
I don't understand the word gather.
yeah, gather means to collect, right? You're gathering data, for example, to begin your research. You gather data through surveys, for example, through, I don't know, through research. So to gather is to collect. That's the
Okay,
meaning of gather. Okay?
thanks.
So let me play one more time now that you know the meaning of gather. To gather
Yeah,
is to
thanks.
collect. Yeah.
Testing the device on a number of patients made me realize that I need to invent solutions for people who
Oh
didn't want
no.
to percent success beta test my device at several residential care facilities in California.
Okay.
And I'm currently incorporating the feedback to further improve.
So he's not using the same word gather, but he's incorporating what? Let me repeat one more time.
Able to beta test my device at several residential care facilities in California. And I'm currently incorporating the feedback to further improve the device into a marketable product. Testing the device on a number of patients made me realize that I need to invent solutions for people who didn't want to wear socks to sleep at night.
So he didn't say gather, but he said
Feedback.
feedback. Very good. Very good feedback. Yeah, gather feedback. Some people who don't want to what?
To wear socks.
Yes, very good.
Wear
That's
socks
yeah, wear socks to sleep
to
at night.
sleep at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's me. I don't like wearing socks to sleep at night. Very
You don't
good.
like so.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. No, I don't like it. It feels weird and it's too hot. So no, I don't like it. Um, so this one was challenging indeed. It was difficult. First, it was fast. Second, accent. Third, this exercise doesn't have the same like the same words or the same sentences he used to explain his invention at all. You see, he didn't say gathered at all. He said incorporate feedback from people that, um, well, he said many other things, but then this is not the same thing, exactly the same thing that he said. He did say this and this, but this one was completely different. Okay, so those are the challenges, but the good thing is that you're working with me so you can solve these challenges. Okay, so there you have some of the answers to these questions. Okay, okay.
Let me tell about my what's it? The father of my wife.
Oh, your father-in-law. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, he used. I said before he used to walk. He likes walking,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, I
he
remember.
walks walking anywhere. And that was the problem because we didn't know where he was,
Yes.
and we give them we put them in the what's that uh, at the waist.
Yeah, in his
We put
waist.
a sensor, yeah,
Oh, like a GPS
to
tracker or
to
something like that?
locate to
Okay.
locate him to
Yeah.
locate.
Mm-hmm.
But she got lost many times. That device it
Wow.
was a problem, and we don't know how to put in his body that device because he take out of this device or
Oh, he
uh,
takes it off. So what is it? Is something small or
yes,
something
it's small. We used to
probably probably you can try to attach it to something he wears every time
yes,
he goes out
we attach it to his belt
and he
to
remove
his
it.
belt.
Yeah, 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 I know. So he removes it.
Yes, and he says it's uncomfortable for him
Yeah. Oh
to
my.
wear that, and the problem now he doesn't wear that device.
Hmm.
He doesn't wear that device, and we have to keep our eyes on him every time.
Of course. Because let's say he wants to go out and he's not wearing the device and you don't see him going out, he might get lost. And that's a problem because if he's lost, he can end up in a place that is not safe for her, for for him. So that's yeah, that's really problematic. I'm thinking of what you can do.
Yes.
So a bracelet, not he wouldn't wear it.
No, he doesn't wear
No.
that. No, no,
Oh
he
my
doesn't
God.
like it. He doesn't like it. He doesn't
How
wear anything in his
his body?
wrist.
Yeah,
Anything.
or yeah. How about the
Yeah.
cell phone? He have a cell phone?
Yes, but he got lost many cell phones.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but this is a problem. Really is a problem,
It
and
is.
we are scared of that. We are scared. Someday we are
There
going
is,
to Cayambe,
Yep.
Cayambe,
He
and we
went.
went to a park.
Yeah.
We went to
Mario,
Cayambe. Yes.
let me,
Brian.
Mario, there is a device like with a GPS in a
Yes.
color.
Yes. That's a GPS. That is the device for GPS. But I think
He doesn't want to wear it. He
we
said
locate
that.
him sometimes because of that device, because it's GPS. Yeah. Sometimes we went to Cayambe, and we
Hmm.
are in a in a park. In a
Hmm.
park. Yeah.
Yep. Hmm.
In I think in 2 minutes he disappears,
My
and
God.
we didn't know where he was, and he was walking to Quito. He was
From
walking to
Cayambe to
Quito
Quito
in the yeah. He
in the
walking
highway.
he had the highway to go
Oh
to
my
Quito.
God.
Yes,
No, that's crazy.
it's a really a problem. It's really a problem.
So, so Brian, thank you for the suggestion. But Mario said that his father-in-law, whenever
Uh,
he doesn't wear anything like any accessories
like a watch,
like a
he
watch,
doesn't
like
wear
a
a watch
bracelet,
and anything
or
like
a
that.
necklace.
He doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. It's not for him.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. I know what you meant with the necklace with a little GPS device, but he takes it off. He doesn't like it, and he just leave it at home, and he starts walking, and he gets lost.
I think it's
Probably
something we can do it. I think we can saw at his
his pants
shoes,
or
maybe
shoes. Yeah.
shoes. Yeah,
Mhm.
maybe.
Yeah, you can have like two or three devices attached to his favorite shoes. Let's say he
Mm.
likes three pairs of shoes. Try to get three devices and put them inside his shoes, like uh, I don't know, attached to the shoe so he cannot remove it. But something that
Mm.
is not uncomfortable for him because let's say you attach the that small device to his shoe and he doesn't like it because he's feeling something weird over there and he takes it off and he's walking barefoot. And
And there's another problem because he doesn't like everybody to know where is he because he used to visit
girlfriend. Yeah, you
his
said his
girlfriend.
girlfriend.
He's visiting his girlfriend, and that's why he get lost those devices.
Oh,
Yeah,
he doesn't want you to know what he's doing because he's going
yeah,
to go out with his girlfriend. Oh my God,
yeah.
that's a
Mm.
problem. And I do understand your concern, your worries, because imagine having your grandfather lost and just wondering, like in the case you told me when he was walking from Cayambe to Quito, walking on the highway, that's dangerous.
Yeah, this is
He
very
can
dangerous.
he can
Uh-huh.
suffer
He used to
an
walk from
accident.
he used to walk from Konokoto
Yeah.
to Quito by the how is that the old way, la vía vieja,
Yes. Yeah.
the old way.
Instead of the Rumiñahui Highway, he goes through the.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
old
yeah, yeah.
way, the old way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very dangerous. Very dangerous. Yes.
It,
Many
yeah.
times we rescue him in that way. Many
So he
times.
lives in Valle Los Chillos,
Yeah,
right?
he
Oh.
is with us in Konokoto.
Oh, okay. I see.
Mhm.
Well, I'm thinking of an advice or solution, but there's no solution right now. I mean, that I can think of course. Probably there is one, but I don't know. I have nothing. But the good thing is that you are there, your family is there, and they are always looking after him. Like if he goes out, he's always under supervision of someone else.
Yes,
That's the good
we have
thing.
to do that. We have to do that.
Yeah. That same thing happened to my grandmother who passed away already, like how many years ago? 7 years ago now. So at the beginning, yes, she had access to keys to our house, and she just opened the door and just walk out, and then I remember one day one neighbor called me and told me, "Hey, your grandmother is here." What? But she was just a few minutes ago um, in the living room watching TV, whatever. And the neighbor told me, no, she's here and she doesn't know where she is. So, can you come pick her up? And I was like, okay, come on. It was not that far. It was like 3 blocks away from my house.
Not
And
too
I picked
far.
her up. And yeah, it was not too far, but she was lost, completely lost. She didn't know where she was. And and she was from that neighborhood. She knew that neighborhood. She knew the streets. She knew everything. But at that time, she got lost, and then she was scared. So I grabbed her by her hand, and I started walking back home. And she told me, "What happened? I don't know where am I?" So I told her, "Okay, Grandma, we are here. So nothing happened. Just take it easy. We're going back home. Don't worry about it." And then she starts remembering, but she feels ashamed because she got lost. And I was trying to calm her down because it was a stressful situation for her. That was the very beginning, the early stages of that disease, because those parts are really easy to manage because you can lock the doors and you can hide the keys, things like that. But then she will feel desperate because she's not going out. And then she will start changing her mood and she will become aggressive. So there are stages that if medicine ever finds a cure for this disease, that will be huge because that is something very difficult to see and to live through that disease. It is painful to see and to live through that. Believe me, I experienced that for how many years? Like 12, 15 years. And to see your relative, your loved one, not only getting older, but also getting lost inside their minds because they become another person. They lose their memories, they lose the ability to talk. They go back to the early stages of their lives. They become like a baby. They don't talk, they just cry, they scream, or they just mumble small words like comer, uh, dame, things like that. But they don't say anything else. So those are the very last stages where they become like babies, and that's a very difficult thing to see and to live through. But well, hopefully, Mario, your family are taking good care of your father-in-law, and hopefully he doesn't get to those last stages because, like I said, that's very difficult. They don't talk. They sometimes they don't eat, and doctors have to insert a GI tube that is called in Spanish una sonda nasogástrica. GI, G like George, and I like igloo. GI tube like tubo through the nose, so they can feed that person, the patient, because they don't eat. They forget how to eat, and they start losing teeth.
The
And
teeth.
yeah, that's very very difficult to see and to live through that. But well, right now you say that your grandfather is still active, he's still moving. The only thing that not the grandfather, sorry, father-in-law, he's still moving, he's still active. So just try to live one day at a time because there's nothing much to do over there, but try to make him exercise his mind, his brain.
Yeah,
Try to make him solve
I, I,
puzzles, things like that.
I gave him puzzles, something like that, to train his mind.
Yeah, crossword
He's
puzzles,
88. He is
Sudoku.
89. He's
Oh,
89.
yeah, that's
He's 89.
yeah, that's a lot.
He's able
Oh,
to climb a tree.
wow! Imagine that.
I
Wow,
remember
that.
because we locked the outside door of the
Mhm.
house
Yep.
to avoid him to go
To
walking.
climb. Oh yeah, to wander. Yeah.
And we have an tree at the end of the house,
Hmm.
and he climbed the tree and got for the other way the house. Yeah,
Wow.
and
But
this
well,
to keep care of him because he likes to climb trees. We have a avocado tree.
wow. That's
Yeah,
that's tall. That's a
and I
big
like
tree.
and he likes avocado, and he see an avocado is ready to get it,
Sweet.
and
Yeah, it's
he
ripe.
climbed the tree. Hey, wait, don't climb the tree, please.
Imagine that. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, all right, guys, we're going to have our break for 20 minutes or so. You know how I do it. So,
Okay.
Teacher, so
yeah,
sorry,
Brian.
I lost my electrician service.
Oh,
I'm so
so
sorry because I was participating. I have to move another place, but I
okay.
try to catch up.
Oh, don't worry, Brian. If you don't have power right now, you can disconnect. You are present. That's the good thing. You have been in class for 2 hours and 20 minutes. So if you have to disconnect because you don't have power, go ahead, Brian. Don't worry. Don't worry about it because you can still watch the recording. You can still follow the recording in Moodle. So don't worry about it. If you have to disconnect, just go, Brian.
Okay,
Okay?
yes, but I move another place and
Okay.
I stay at the fence. Thank you, teacher.
All right. That's good. That's good. All right, guys. So let's have our break. Remember, grab something to eat or to drink and go to the bathroom. And I'll see you in 20 something minutes or so. So I'll mute my microphone and my camera. See you soon.
Take a, take a breath. Breathe.
All right, guys. We are back once again. Just one final push. Just how many minutes? So 16, just 30 something minutes. Okay. Just 1 second. I'm going to update the the attendance. Okay. I'm going to someone. The thing is that to be present, but well, this during these times, the electricity, the power, those things are difficult, right? But if you come here to the class, you connect to the meeting, and you just connect to say, "Hey, present," and then you just leave. That's not being here. That's been absent. So someone did that today or tonight. For that reason, that person is absent, not here anymore. So okay. All right. So well, I wrote in the chat the meaning of a word. So when you say something is maduro or something that is ready to eat, especially when you're talking about um, when you're talking about fruits, vegetables, those are ripe. Okay, ready to eat, ripe. Yeah, ripe is maduro, but the not the one that you use to eat, the one that is yellow that looks like a banana. No, that is called that is ripe green plantain. Ripe green plantain. Plantain. Plátano verde maduro. Yeah, that would be the correct translation. Because there is no direct translation for maduro. Maduro is ripe, of course, but not in the context that I'm talking right now. The the fruit itself. Okay, let's see. We have some. Okay, yeah, 1 second. Let me share my screen. Okay.
Sorry, Juan.
Carlos?
I had a question for the other night in the listening that we pay attention, that we were pay attention. In some part, it said uh, something like keep someone in toes.
Oh, to keep someone in their dose. So that is to work to make someone worried, to make someone afraid of something. So it's like when you're scared, sometimes you jump back and you are in your toes. So to keep someone in their toes is like to scare or to worry someone. Let me give you the exact definition. To keep someone in their toes, but it's like that. It's to scare someone or to cause an impression.
How you? It's
Someone
to get
in
someone worried.
something like that. Let me give you the exact definition by the dictionary. Someone in their toes. Toes. Okay, so right here, according to Collins Dictionary, if you say that someone or something keeps you on your toes, you mean that they cause you to remain alert and ready for anything that might happen. So it's not like you make someone worried, but that you're getting the attention of that person, right? Because you're keeping that person alert because something is happening. Um, in the video we were watching last night, not yesterday, last night, um, they use that expression to say that doctors are aware of this problem, cyberchondria, because the patients are going online and looking up their symptoms, and sometimes they are self-diagnosing themselves. They go online, and that is happening here in Ecuador. You go online and you type in your symptoms, and you go to the pharmacy, you ask for an antibiotic. We already said this yesterday. You ask for an antibiotic when you have a virus, and that is causing a problem. So yeah, to keep someone in their toes is to alert someone of something that might happen. That is the exact
But
definition. Mhm.
But it is used to be used in the negative way, or you could use it in the a positive way. For
Mm,
example, I keep my mom in her toes for the test that she needs to take something like that.
mm, I think it's always in a negative way that something bad might happen. Yeah, I think it's something
Okay.
or something that it's going to cause a negative impact probably. Um, Let me see some examples. Let me find some examples. To keep somebody in their toes, on their toes, to make sure that someone gives all the attention to what they are doing and is ready for anything that might happen. Let me see some examples to make this clearer. To keep someone on their toes, examples. Let me see examples. Keep someone at the top. Meetings are held. Which one? With a total five. That's not a good example. If you say someone or something keeps you on your toes, you mean that they cause you to remain alert and ready for anything that might happen. His fiery campaign rhetoric has kept opposition parties on their toes for months. Yeah, I see some examples, but those examples are always on the negative side. So if you are trying to say that you keep your mother on her toes, after you told her the results of your test, it's probably because the test was not a positive test, like it was a negative result, maybe. And
Yeah.
your mom is ready or is waiting for something to happen, something like that. So it's always
Something bad to happen.
probably, yeah, something bad
Yeah.
or, yeah, something bad, probably something bad. But it
Okay.
keeps someone in their nose. There are many expressions in English that you can use nowadays in your daily life. Let me keep someone posted, for example. Keep me posted. Sorry, what was it? Mario? Or who was it? No? So
But it
let
was
me keep.
me. It was me. I want
Oh,
to. I'm sorry, Carlos. Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead, Alma.
No, no.
No,
I am
no.
listening.
Okay, go ahead, Marcelo.
I just want to comment to my schoolmates. And you, the last exercise, I worried because it was a little bit tricky. Uh,
Yeah,
so
the listening, right?
yeah,
It was. It
in
was.
that way, I don't know if just for my way I can resolve it.
So you would like
So
to. So what is your question, Marcelo? You want me to play it
I
again
worry
or?
because it was a little
Oh,
bit tricky. So
oh,
if you
mhm.
give us an
Oh, so.
assignment with that in that way,
Mhm.
I don't know if that is can I resolved it. It's
Yeah,
so
I
easy.
understand.
That's my worry.
Um,
What and the chance to get a good
a good
note.
grade.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you're great.
Hmm.
I'm worried about it.
Yeah. All of us
Um, yeah,
are
I know,
worried.
I know.
We're
It
two of
was,
us.
yeah, I
Yeah.
know it was not easy because many factors. It was very fast. Um, the sentences were not strictly related to the recording. It was not
Exactly.
word by word. And yeah, those were the challenges. But believe me, I'm not going to use that in the test. I already have a test for the midterm that is going to be probably in 2 or 3 weeks, I think. Well, they haven't told me yet, so I don't know. But it's not like this. Believe me, it's not like this because if I want you
Thank you.
to, if I want you to succeed, I will not trick you like this because this is tricky. This would be something like type of test that you will see um, while you're taking your, I don't know, TOEFL or IELTS or Cambridge exams. Those are really, really tricky. They give you the worst of the worst, like the worst quality of audio, the worst speaker because that person speaks really fast, like rapping, and with uh, with difficult topics, especially if you are taking, let's say, you are taking the exam for not B2, but let's say C1 or C2. That's extremely hard. So you have to prepare and you have to study and you have to practice the exercises over and over because um, are not the same. Those are not easy. But yeah, don't worry. I'm not going to use this exercise as a model for any test because
Last question,
Mhm,
Juan, is if we finish and we get this grade, this course,
mhm.
what's the next to get B2?
B2. Well, so this class that I'm teaching is focused on the level B1 and B1 plus for the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. So, according to what I have seen in ESPE-INNOVATIVA, the next part would be upper intermediate, that is B2 and B2 plus. But I don't have the information if they are preparing the the attendees to take that exam because to take specifically that exam, you have to work every day with exercises related to that exam because you have to learn how to take it. Not only know English, not only be fluent, not only be um, someone who knows grammar and writing and reading everything. No, you have to learn how to do the exam because the exam has tricks. The exam has a certain way that you have to solve it, and you have to learn some things um, by memory. Unfortunately, that's the case. But if you are willing to take that exam, I would recommend um, going to EF. EF is a very good center to prepare for those international exams. Probably the Cambridge, or I think they also prepare for TOEFL, but or I don't remember if they prepare for IELTS, but they do prepare for Cambridge. Um, but these classes are aimed at refreshing your English knowledge and also improving your fluency. That's the main purpose, to keep your knowledge updated. Because probably some of you already um, know some English, like you have the basics or you have some grounds. You can communicate, you can write, you can read. That's fine. But the purpose of this course, especially this one, is to refresh your knowledge and keep improving your speaking. Okay. But if you are willing to, or your objective is obtaining one of those certifications, like the B2, C1, C2, it's better to go to EF. EF or probably what's the other one? Um, I don't remember the name, but there's another
We're
one.
talking
But
about an institution and in a specific
institution.
institution.
Yes, because if you would like to take that test, either the B2, C1, C2 from Cambridge or from TOEFL, you have to take a special course just aimed at taking the exam, not learning English, not practicing English. No, you are going to be focused on preparing for the exam if that is your objective. This course will help you, like I said, improve fluency, grammar, some vocabulary, but it's not aimed at preparing you for the test. So if that is your objective after this course, you can of course take those classes I know EF is one of those, but what's the other one? I don't remember. It's something related to the embassy. Fulbright. Yeah, the Fulbright Foundation or corporation, I think it is. But Fulbright, they prepare for those exams.
Fulbright
But
Commission.
that one, yes, yes. So those are the institutions that I know. We used to have English House here in Quito. We still do. We don't know. English House was another one that prepared for those tests. But don't worry about those tests right now because if I show you the exercises, you will feel scared because those are similar to the one that we completed about the guy who invented the sock with the sensor and everything. So you have to learn how to do it in order to succeed.
But Juan, sorry,
Carlos,
but
yes.
when you are referring to those tests, are you referring to the specific to the TOEFL or GRI or
There are
the B1, B2, C2?
so when I'm referring to let me one second CEFR let me show you something. One second, I'm looking for this graphic from Cambridge. So when I'm referring to C1, B2, those are levels of proficiency of use of English. Okay, those are not exams, but you can get to that level if you get certain score. Okay, so for example, someone who is a basic user, someone who is at the beginning of their learning process of the second language that is English, they go from A1 to A2. That is very basic. So someone who can start a conversation but very short about a topic that they know already, or describe daily routines, things like that. Those are levels. And of course, you take a test in order to certify it as a level A2, for example. But then we have the intermediate or independent users. You are right here from B1 to B2, this two. So this means that you are someone who is capable of listening to a conversation and understand main ideas, also create concepts from abstract um, concepts or definitions, like when we are reflecting about a topic, when I ask your opinion on that. So it's more complex, B1 and B2. C1 and C2 are advanced. So C1, C2 are called proficient users. So you can teach a class, you can write a paper, you can prepare for a lecture, those things, these two, C1 and C2. C2 is almost um, native like, so someone who is born in a country that is English speaking. So these are the levels of the CEFR, the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. So whenever someone says, yeah, B2, C1, C2 is this, you can take exams to get those certifications as the TOEFL, the Cambridge, the IELTS. Those are exams that if you get a certain score, you are put or you are assigned to a level, C1, C2, B1, B2. So those are the exams that I was referring to. And those letters are related to the Common European Framework of Reference. Is that clear, Carlos?
Yeah, thanks, Juan.
Okay, sure, no problem. Yeah, that's a common question that I get because some people believe that B2 is an exam, is a level instead of an exam. You get an exam to be certified that you are at that level. The same thing for C1 and C2. Okay, that's a lot of theory, and you were like I felt like I was in an exam because that was part of the master's degree, learning about the CFR and all those things. Okay, let's continue. This time it won't be as hard as the other recording. Um, let's see. But it will be related to that recording. All right. So watch excerpts. Excerpts means portions, small parts, bits from TED Talk. Choose the correct meaning of the words, then click the answers. So we have right here, you see portions, small portions of the talk that we already listened to. And you have some words in bold, okay? And through context, you're going to find out the meaning of these words. Okay, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's listen together and then find out the meaning of these words. And with that, I think we will finish for tonight. So let's go.
As the number of Alzheimer's patients triples by the year 2050, caring for them, as well as the rest of the aging population, will become an overwhelming societal challenge.
Okay, let me repeat that.
Caring for
One sec.
As the number of Alzheimer's patients triples by the year 2050, caring for them, as well as the rest of the aging population, will become an overwhelming societal challenge.
Okay, so when something is overwhelming, is it difficult to handle, is expensive, or is complicated?
Difficult to handle.
That's right. Very good. In this context, yes. But right here, for example, if you have only this part, overwhelmed, for instance, that word is a feeling. Okay. So you can feel overwhelmed. Let's say you have a lot of work, you have a lot to do, or you're in a class and that class is new and you feel overwhelmed because you have a lot of information in your mind, in your head. Okay, you feel overwhelmed. Okay,
For
abrumado.
example,
Mhm.
I felt overwhelmed for the last exercise, a little bit overwhelmed.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. It was not the best. It was
That
not the
was
best example.
the correct use to the
Yeah,
expression overwhelmed.
it
Thank
is.
you.
It is. It is. All right. Number two, difficult to handle. Yes. Okay.
My family has experienced firsthand the struggles of caring for an Alzheimer's patient. Growing up in a family with 3 generations, I've always been very close to my grandfather.
Okay. So he said, my family has experienced firsthand the struggles of caring for an Alzheimer patient. If you experience something firsthand, you experience it before anyone else, directly or indirectly.
Directly.
Directly, very good. Yes, you're experiencing that by
Firsthand.
yourself firsthand. Yeah, firsthand. Very good. Okay, number three. And be careful because this is just one word. I know it's made up two words, first and hand, but in this case, if you're talking about something that you experience directly, it's only one word altogether.
My aunt, his primary caregiver, really struggled to stay awake at night to keep an eye on him, and even then often failed to catch him leaving the bed.
Okay, so if you're keeping an eye on someone, you are searching for someone, you're observing them closely, or you're staring at them. So What is the meaning of
Observe,
keeping, observe them?
observe them closely.
Very good. Thank you. Yes, you're monitoring this person. So the meaning of stare right here. Stare is when you're looking at someone, but in in a very intense way. You are keeping your eyes on that person, but you're you cannot apart your or you cannot move your sight to another side and you keep looking at that person. So staring is not good. Staring is creepy. What is the meaning of staring in Spanish? Quedarse mirando a alguien, but in a bad way. Staring. Okay. Staring. Okay. Four.
Like a stalker.
Something like that. But it's always bad to stare at someone. For example, you cannot stare at the sun directly because it will burn your eyes. Okay, or look at, it's the same thing, because the thing is to stare at something is to fixate your sight directly to that objective without moving your eyes for a certain period of time. So you can stare at someone, but that is creepy. You can stare at the sun, but not for too long because that will burn your eyes. So that's stare, to quedarse mirando. That's the meaning of stare.
Scanning the people.
Something
Scanning,
like that. Mm,
something like that.
probably, yeah.
When someone falls in love with another person, you can
You
say
stare.
it.
You stare at that person
Yeah.
every time. Yeah. You keep looking at her or him every time. So yes, to stare
My
at
desire
them.
to create a sensor-based technology perhaps stemmed from my lifelong love for sensors and technology. When I was 6 years old, an elderly family friend fell down in the bathroom and suffered severe injuries. I became concerned about my own grandparents and decided to invent a smart bathroom system.
Okay. Well, now, stemmed from my desire to create a sensor-based technology perhaps stemmed from my lifelong love for sensors and technology. What does stem from mean? To be attracted by, to be strengthened by, to come as a result of, stem from. So this is related to a flower, for example. So this is the plant. So the flower is stemming from the plant. So is
To
To
come as
come
a
as a
result of.
result.
to come as a result of. Both of you are correct. Okay, last one. Yeah, come as a result of.
Last summer, I was able to beta test my device at several residential care facilities in California, and I'm currently incorporating the feedback to further improve the device into a marketable product.
So if you're incorporating, that means you are observing and organizing, making a note of, or you are including and using that feedback.
And use.
That's right.
Include and use.
Include and use. Very good. Okay. Well, I think we are done for the night. So we have talked about Alzheimer's disease. We have talked about um, a device that was created by this person from Japan. I don't remember his name. That helped him keep track of his grandfather who was wandering, and he wanted to protect him from falling or from getting lost. And we have learned some new words like firsthand, stem from, incorporate, keep an eye on, overwhelming, and some sayings like keep someone on his or her toes. So, yeah, that would be all for tonight. Let me stop the recording and I'll see you tomorrow. Please be safe if you are close